473 in Confero. We freedom of speech is sacrosanct. Make use of it. Let no one challenge. Blow your shell, beat your drum, tell others. Like and share, subscribe and discuss it too. Let the world know Studio Galaxy is around. Studio Galaxy in Confero, hope you know. 473 standing strong is yours, you know. The medium, an opportunity for you. Make your contribution, let them know. Blow your shell, beat your drum, tell others like and share, subscribe and discuss it too. Let the world know Studio Galaxy is a road. Are we free? Jealous and in Cuba, Russians and Chinese and lucky like we. Ran and North Korea, wish they had it too. Most of the purely are lucky like we. Studio Galaxy, they for you and me. Blow your shell, beat your drum, tell others. Like and share, subscribe and discuss it too. Let the world know Studio Galaxy is around.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program, Galaxy 473. And again, we want to apologize for our absence last week, Saturday. You know, of the we actually radio occasion on all occasions. Studio Galaxy 473. The number to call is 536-2558. We always welcome interaction and telephone calls. And today on the Galaxy we have with us our brother Joshua as usual. And the topic is mud crab farming as an option. Mud crab farming as an option. Yeah, I think it's in Trinidad. One of the national dishes is crab and callaloo.
Yeah, I think.
And Grenada,
Yeah.
for 1,000 years, has been a supplier of crab in Trinidad. I don't know what quantity, but I know we've seen a lot. There are a lot of men in particular that have educated their children, believe in a home, they have a respectable source of income as a result of hunting crab. They don't farm crab. They go and they hunt crab.
Yeah.
And a number of Grenadians, particularly those that live in around the shore, that might sound ironical. Grenadians living around the shore. A man say everybody live on the beach. We go and touch crab. So in the night, it's a fun thing. You go and hold crab. You're passing in your vehicle, you stop and you grab a two crab and you go eat. But the question that we have to ask ourselves, could mud crab farming be an option for Joshua?
To all of you at home, diaspora worldwide, it's really nice to be back. I felt a little bit unhappy that I had to miss the last week, but we're back here, as Mr. Pierre has already apologized. You know, the world continues to be a bit unsettled with all the trade talk and this and that going on in the world and tariff, and I think, you know, I'm concerned because I think it might really affect our yellowfin tuna shipment. But we'll wait and see. I mean, they say cowards die 1,000 times before they're dead. So stay calm and we'll see, do our things. We've always survived. We're a people who can survive and will continue to survive. And one of the things we've used over the years to survive with is crabs. Mr. Pierre mentioned that we've always shipped crabs to Trinidad. Crab and callaloo is a big time dish in Trinidad, and it used to be more prominent in Grenada, but I don't hear a lot about it. I mean, the crab business for me, my teeth is not as strong as they used to be, and I think sometimes when you're serving it, you have to have some gimmick that you break the crab with, because unless you have healthy, strong tooth, you struggle. But nevertheless, one of the things I looked at before coming on the program, because we were supposed to do this, I think, the previous week, I looked at the prices of crabs in terms of what they were being sold at in Trinidad, and the range was from about $2.20 US to about $5.60. So that's a pretty good price. I'm not sure what the vendors are getting, but that's the retail price that it was selling at. So sometimes the little things that we overlook, that we do as hobby and we do as fun, can be turned into a business. And one of the things that I like about this program is that we tend to say, look towards yourself, look inwards. Don't look for anybody to come and rescue you, and this white horse and all this nonsense that we've been brought up to believe in our kind of educational system. My brother has been exporting crabs to Trinidad for years. He's a boatman. My nephew is facing crabs, holding crabs into was that. The thing is, we could never get to go to school and stay in school. I don't know why, but he was always catching crab. Crab, and then he went on to lobster and whatever. But he, as I try, I couldn't get him, to really focus on school and all the rest of it. And today, he makes a living in terms of lobsters and crabs. He has 2 children. He has a girl that he's settled with, and he seemed to be happy. He's never spoken to me about expanding the crab, but there's ways where you can expand crab farming, and maybe this is something I want to talk to him about. And the thing about it as well, you don't have to go and rent land and buy land to do crab farming. You just go on your land, because government land, it's the people land, so it's your land. You go to the mang and you do your thing. You could use nets to kind of bar around an area and whatever. You can do a little feeding of the crabs if you want. You can also use those pipes so that they can go and hide in the pipes and all the rest of it, so they have a good surrounding. I think the main thing with the crabs, you're supposed to have salt water and fresh water mixing together. I think I'm no crab kind of technology person, but a little bit I read.
A good example is the family, because you all have always venture out. You travel extensively, and some of them have been involved in the boat trade.
Yeah,
boat
still
trade
are.
had.
Yeah.
And one of them is perhaps one of the biggest exporters of crab to Trinidad.
Yeah.
I don't think we have put an economic value on that trade, whether it is in the millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if every week you export to Trinidad, then that have to be significant.
Yeah.
In addition to that, the locals want crab.
Yeah.
And as we said before, the national dish in Trinidad is crab and callaloo. Most of the people who own crab, they hold crab, they don't farm crab.
Mm-hmm.
So we are suggesting now
Farming.
that another economic option
Mm-hmm.
might be farming crab.
Yeah.
There might be children who grow up with their parents
Mm-hmm.
going and hold crab.
Mm-hmm.
And a significant quantity
Yeah.
of people in Grenada
Mm-hmm.
grow up with a family going and hold crab
Mm-hmm.
or going and touch crab
Mm-hmm.
in the night.
Yeah, and I remember those days fondly, and I must say to you, I never took to this kind of lifestyle. We used to go on whole crab, and I never like it. Mosquito used to be stinging around my head, and I didn't like
If the crab is big, normally you don't feel the mosquito.
And then we had a little stream going through the land, and we used to go chopping. And again, I didn't like it, but it was something everybody seemed to enjoy. I think I wasn't meant to be in the bush.
That's one of the beauty of this life,
Yeah,
because you have an experience by observing,
yeah,
by going there with your family.
yeah.
You have a number of children
Mm,
that goes to secondary school and national college and university,
mm-hmm,
and they would have done agriculture science
mm-hmm,
in school.
mm-hmm.
So the school teaches agriculture science,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't teach children to take a life.
Yeah.
So a man have an A in outside, and a lot of people I've spoken to have A in outside. They're very good, but they never plan to come.
Yeah, and
So maybe if we start showing them that crab farming could be an economic option that is not very expensive to start.
yeah, and Mr. Pierre, what I like about you, you always come across, very practical with things that I enjoy, I agree with, and and I think it will make a difference because it seems to me we go so far and no further because crab farming and education can be a really fun class to have because a lot of our areas are close to the beach, and spending an afternoon in terms of crab farming once a week that will give people the practical skills to make a living after the school makes a real difference. Now I know we focus and I know we rethinking our education because I know we were boasting about 16 CXC and all those kinds of stuff, and you come from school and you remember what CXC you passed. So we need to practicalize, as you say, Mr. Pierre. I yearn for a practical approach to be taken in terms of our society where people don't have to necessarily look to university, but not everybody want to go and learn this and that bit and this and that. They want to do practical things and they want to be educated in the practical things that will help them. And I think our education system has to be geared towards that. I mean, I had put out a call for planting porridge, people to call me to so that we can package it and try and sell it because plantain porridge is coming whether people like it or not. It's nutritional, it's great, and the is coming because these are things, like I said, you don't have to lease the land, you don't have to pay a rent on the land. Yes, we're talking about mud, but after you finish, you jump in the damn sea and wash out and,
Basically, again, one of the strong points that we have,
Mm-hmm.
Grenada have, over almost all other Caribbean countries.
Mm-hmm.
We have the most land owners
Mm-hmm.
in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
And that is significant. So starting a small economic venture, you don't require to have land because you could do it in your yard. You could do it in your backyard. And we don't have to expect that the crab hunter or the man who go and hold crab, if that is a word what we use, because he don't farm crab, he trap crab,
Yeah.
he hold crab,
Yeah.
and then he sells crab.
Yeah.
He has a method how to store the crab
Yeah.
for a short period of time,
Yeah. And I've seen them do.
right? And then they bag up the crab, and they put the crab in bags and export it to Trinidad.
Yeah.
Now, his son or his daughter
Yeah.
that have training in agriculture don't have to use the method he used. Could get the young crabs from him
Yeah.
and farm crab.
Yeah.
That is where crab is placed into containers.
Yeah.
You could even use plastic containers
Right.
and farm crab
Yeah.
and make and have a decent economic return from it.
Yeah, and I've seen my memories coming back. I don't know where in the world I've seen it, where they have this long thing and they just grab onto the crab and hold it. So because I always afraid crab go bite me, so I don't go near crab. I'm a bit of a coward in that. But you don't have to put your hand there if you like me. You could get that thing and it hooks onto the crab. And I
But you don't play mass and freight powder. You know, the first thing I say to people, you don't play mass and freight
I ain't
powder.
going to no manga.
So individuals who want to farm crab, you know, I want to do a crab past a man who had been by a crab while he was an amateur. But when you could, they run behind crab and hold it, they jam it in the hole.
Right.
So this is one set of expertise. They own crab.
Yeah.
But now we're taking it farming crab
Yeah.
to actually farming crab.
Yeah,
You don't have to start big.
Yeah.
And that is where we go back to our education system. Our agriculture teachers in school must make sense. When you teach children, you have some of them might want to be teachers. No problem. Some of them might want to make money. And you must able to come up with ideas how to make money. And today, with the access, the availability of the internet, we can get information from countries with a farm crab.
Yeah.
And it could be done. It is not that expensive to start the operation.
Yeah.
And the crab farmers, the people who hunt crab or trap crab or go and touch crab or hold crab,
Yeah.
have not found the correct occupational name for them.
Yeah.
Here, they know a lot about crab.
Yeah. And the thing is, although I don't want to hold crab and I'm afraid my hand get bite, you know, one of the things I'm very much kind of involved in is trying to help to create that enabling environment so people who want to make a living from commercial crab farming or crab farming as they do it, they can do, because one of the things that always has to be done if you want to create an industry, and I think we should create a crab industry,
Yes.
not just for Trinidad, but for crab in Grenada. For
We cannot supply the market in Grenada.
yeah,
Let us say the market in Grenada and Trinidad.
yeah.
We cannot supply it.
Yeah. So
The hotels.
so it's an opportunity, you know.
crab
it's-
back because we can supply.
Yeah.
Market is not a
Yeah, there's a nice lady in Grenada who crab back. She passed away 2 or 3 years ago.
Your
you know.
daughter don't do learn the skills.
No, most of them, you know,
Huh?
yeah.
That's what happened to Grenadian
Yeah.
progressive people.
Mm-hmm.
They go away, they walking with the geriatric people, they walking dog, they doing security, they see in trouble. Grenadian progressives. Most of the progressive people in Grenada,
Yeah.
they don't know nothing about generational wealth passing around.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
abandon the green pastures and they go and look for green pastures.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
get stuck in America.
Yeah, and even in oh gosh, that area, Pearls, there was a lady who you could have gone and get
Crab back.
crab back from,
They used to produce the crab back for the hotels.
yeah,
So they had their own specialty. So the market is not the issue. Against the background that we seems to get stuck in regurgitating.
yeah,
We
yeah.
export cocoa nutmeg.
Mm-hmm.
Now we export fish and saucer. We are not investing in it enough
Yeah,
to maximize the returns on the market.
yeah, that caught
But we could
industry.
create the cottage industry.
Mm-hmm.
So the crab farming could start up right in your house.
Yeah,
Right in the back of your house.
yeah,
You could start the crab farming.
yeah, and I know you know there's a tendency not to trust each other, but you can get into small group. We've been almost programmed not to trust each other and not to work together. That has to go. And
Perhaps what we need to encourage is family groups.
mm-hmm.
We've been trying, every time we talk about group, we talk about taking unemployed people with nothing common among them and putting them in group. What we need to encourage is family group.
Yeah.
So your father or brother or neighbor might already been versed in crab.
Yeah.
So you come in now with fine crab. And you're able to use what you learn in school, your ability with the to access the technology online, to start to farm crab.
Yeah. What's exciting about crab farming to me, it's so easy to set up. It's right there. It's an opportunity. And it's like, do we need a white man to come and tell us that we could do crab farming? We need to take the bull by the horn and get little things going. We talked about CMOS. It's the same thing.
Pay a white man to come. Nothing's wrong with that. If we are speaking here and people would not think, and they believe a Chinese or white man, you nothing wrong. You pay a white man, you ask him, we give him the information, he go and tell we people and we people like.
Yeah, because
Nothing's wrong with that.
there is so much that we could do to make a living for people who really don't want to kind of necessarily work, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 till 7 or whatever, and make a
Change.
good living.
You see, I think it's a question of mentality and culture.
Uh-huh.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person. Or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
Yes.
And that must be deeply embedded in our children's mind.
Yeah.
Change will not come if you wait on somebody.
Yeah, but you make a fundamental, deep point there, and the sooner we take it on board, the sooner we'll start
It
developing
might take
as
us
a
50
country.
years for
God, no. We can't. We've had 50 years of independence already, and we do these ceremonies and this here, there, and we have.
We like ceremonies.
Yeah. And
like the Fed. We like the Fed. The Prime Minister of Singapore, what is his name again? Everybody like to quote him.
yeah.
He said, don't be like the Caribbean people. They produce nothing. They consume everything.
Yeah.
And every day they're celebrating and drinking.
Yeah.
In our national address in Singapore. And after he took over in Singapore, he came to Jamaica. Because he liked the Caribbean. Caribbean people could fit.
Yeah.
One time they say it's Trini. We're great at beat back Trini. We could fet.
Yeah.
We enjoy ourselves. We're very liberal. We could wine very good.
Yeah.
No, nothing is wrong with that.
Yeah.
That means we have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
We have to find some way to redirect this energy into economics.
Yeah, and I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with fetting and having a good
I
time.
like to
and
see
what-
them fed. Less clothes they have,
yeah.
the women have is better.
Mr. Yeah, if you want to see lessons, go look at the crabs in Le Mans. They don't have
Well,
clothes.
yeah, you see, We have energy in the country.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is to redirect energy
To
for economic
production.
purposes.
Yeah, we do. I agree with you.
You already have people hunting crab.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
hunting more crab than the natural habitat could make.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're doing well. But we are saying now, some of the younger breeder people who don't want to go and hunt crab
Could do
could
farming.
grow crab
Yeah, yeah.
right in their homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the investment in it, I hope somebody, statistician, is that a good word? Statistician?
You say it well.
Bright fellas and them. And the economists could tell us how much money we need to invest in crab.
Yeah. Well, you stimulated me in terms of this discussion
Oh,
because
you're a good man to find out. You are at the corporate level. These are the questions bright people ask. You ask bright people. I will say not much. A man asked me what I mean by not much.
Yeah.
I say, what is the value of this car you're having?
yeah.
He didn't want to answer. A fella said, if you get $7,000 for it, good. I say, well, $8,000 could give you a big investment in car.
Yeah.
And 3 years, you got a car worth $40,000 that you could drive without holding up in the road.
Yeah. So you've stimulated me. I have a nephew called Josh, named after me, and I've always wanted to be closer to him.
Josh said once, if he go on, because he don't only hold crab, he hold fish, he hold anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And he make
Lobster.
$100. He said I waste of time and he just buy drink with the boys. That if he make $100 a day, he consider it as a waste of time. He said just buy drink.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and look for him and see
Should
what we could do.
look
with
for
the
him
crabs.
in terms of his economic potential.
Yes, that's what
the
I'm going.
history
Yeah, that's
of his economic.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think what happened with Josh and the family is the family tend to be more academics, and Josh was not academic.
Maybe family have this economic sense.
You know.
Also, academic people do bright. You notice? I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of our highly certificated people. Why you think they don't take risk? They're afraid.
Yeah.
More a man bright, more he ain't take risk.
Risk averse. They call it.
Sometimes, well, look at it. A man might be bright, he have one wife. One wife, one and a half child.
Mr. Explain that to me. What does it do with risk averse?
Of course, because you see, if you look in Grenada context, some of the people who take the most risk are not university graduates.
Like, look for example,
Kenny Lalsin, Daddy Wayne, all of them.
Mr. Andel.
Well, and
Yeah, I mean,
they, even though they go to a little university, they're fighting to leave the university, come back and invest.
Andel came on this program and he told us he was a baker.
The whole group them. Whole group them. Some was government, some independent.
Yeah, and
So, more certificated a man have, less risk he take, less productive he is. That is why Pope John Paul said, do not invest in tertiary education at the expense of primary and secondary education. He didn't say don't invest. You have to always add this qualifier. At a certain stage, governments and the authorities put the emphasis on secondary and primary education. And I've advocated law if for tertiary for every year education must take a bond for 3-4 years.
oh man, that's a long time.
Well, I don't want to.
Some
Well,
of them in education for 20 years, you know.
well, why? If I educate you for 1 year, is it not fair to give me 3 years service?
No, it's not fair. 1-to-1.
1 to 1, go and get your money and go to the money.
But you know,
These are your practically.
you know, you
After that, a blacklisting, you know. As far as I'm concerned, you're a thief, you know.
yeah.
You take my money under false pretense. You're a thief.
1 to 3. I say 1 to 1.
1 to 1.
One to one, never.
That is a crime.
Never.
So,
Yeah, but the people who don't have love for their country,
that has nothing to do with love.
no, love for your country makes a difference because
That has nothing to do with love.
let me make my point. So currently, I know two veterinarian, and they
Close.
and they say make their living. And when I speak to them, comes from them is who's going to develop our country with them. You have to have love for your country. We have people who are running industries in Grenada, and some of them are from abroad or whatever, Caribbean people, but they don't have any love for the country in terms of developing the country, in terms of saying, okay, the company has to make money, but the country has to grow as well, and that was a strong point they were making for me. These guys have no love for the country; they just have love for profit. But in small developing states as we are, there has to be a balance in terms of growth for our people and profit making. So it's different approach.
You see, like political language.
Yeah, but what they did,
Love is political language.
yeah, what they did is they came back home, and
What about those who never go?
you know,
Because they had the opportunity to go, but they decide, no, I'm going to stay in my country.
yeah, that's wonderful. I admire them.
That's not wonderful. That's more love.
Yeah, that's
This
full
is
of
love you're talking about.
yeah. You know, I admire people that because it's so easy. See, I come from a different tradition. I come from a tradition where I went to school, I worked abroad. My parents and that generation all lived in Grenada and head as they were in England. They all was gonna come back to Grenada and do this and do that. Almost none of them come back. All of them are buried in England.
That's it when you make it not fair. I didn't want to go there. You have members of your family who decided to stay in Grenada and don't move, and the government refused to train them. Morris Bishop
I know.
refused to educate them.
Yeah,
He said they are petty bourgeois.
Yeah,
And he would not educate them, and they had to run from the country, otherwise they're going to jail.
yeah. Anyway, forgiveness is going on.
Of course, Morris Bishop has been forgiven, but he mustn't forget he was a criminal.
Oh God.
And we have to be careful with this love. If you
gotta have love for your country.
if you have love, take one.
What?
Yeah, take the bun. If I train you for every year, you receive government training for tertiary education or any education after national college.
Yeah.
Every year, you must serve the country for 10 years.
Yeah.
If I train you for 7 years, you know it's 21 years.
Yeah. I love my country. I'm home and I'm enjoying.
Thank God we didn't pay for your training.
I'm enjoying the best life I've lived. People might say, why is he going to a third world country? Actually, my brother said that. My brother who lives in Spain, he said that. Why are you living this world to go a third world country? But I have a view that if you're going to develop as a country, your people have to develop your country. Yes, we could get assistance from the Chinese in terms of technology transfer and all kinds of things, and we want it.
Remember, the Chinese invented diplomacy. When a Chinese come into your country, he come for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The Chinese don't interfere in your politics directly, your culture, your sad stories, and your history.
Yeah.
When a Chinese spent 20 years in grade, I still said he can speak English.
No speaking English.
No speak English. No speak English. He lied. He could speak English. Look at the Chinese working on the Livera project.
Uh-huh.
$1 billion project. And yet you don't see no multiplying effect in the surrounding community.
Yeah, no, you don't. And it'll be so beautiful.
We as a people have to understand
Yeah.
change will not come if we wait for some other person.
Oh, Mr. Pierre, you're speaking my language this morning, man. We have to go down to Livera and we have to have our placard and we want to use our mang and we want a contract from you to take our crop.
Then it's better we produce crab.
Yeah.
So it's better we encourage the generation that come. You see, the sins we commit, we'll have to stand the consequences.
Yeah.
So now it is better that we encourage our children in agriculture in school
Yeah.
to get involved in a crab farming, an economic agriculture option.
Yeah. I want to just go into a little politics just for 2
You
minutes.
really want to go in politics with me?
Yeah, I want to go into politics for 2 minutes. You know, the problem that we have quite often is that we've been sold out by people who are negotiating for us. So, for example, the Livera project, in
You really want to go there?
in terms of having the multiplier impact in terms of that project. Agriculture had to be on the table when all these concessions were being done, because I'm almost positive that there's nothing in that deal for the everyday people in terms of.
Who was the last minister in Grenada who was in agriculture that did a good job?
The last minister that I don't know. You know, I don't know the history, but Michael Baptiste tells me all the time he did the best job.
Michael Baptiste. There's two individuals that I believe has contributed significantly to politics in St. Andrews. Is Eric Gary and Michael Baptiste. Right?
Yeah.
George Brizan was one of the worst ministers of agriculture in Grenada. But people say he's the best.
He had a love for agriculture.
He was good in agriculture.
Yeah.
He was a teacher. He presented with passion.
Yeah.
But he is the one that cut down Belvedere nutmeg to plant banana.
Yeah, but he also took away from the farms, you know, the price control mechanism.
And he encouraged farmers to bank money in foreign bank.
Oh, God.
He didn't good. But yet, the history would say he's the best.
Yeah. He did. Let's get back to crop.
So, what we need here is to show our children who is in school, secondary school, who come out from tertiary education, the economic options available to them. So if you're a teacher, but you decide, I want to get involved in some economic, you could have gone to some board leader and say, I'm a teacher or I'm a nurse, but I want to get involved in some additional economic income. Economic income? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Some other income generating activity that looks right. Some other. Right. So you could sit down and discuss with them the first thing, do you have land? Yes, we have a piece of land home. And then you could say to them, do you have any experience in crop farming? No,
Yeah.
So that is an option. What does it cost? What information could I go to start crab farming behind my house? In bees, in chicken, in poultry, in making tat, in making sugar cake.
Yeah.
So you could be a nurse, a teacher, a book officer, a permanent secretary. But you have an additional source of income through the cottage industry. And you're surprised to know sometime later on you leave your job and go in it. Because it's generating such income.
Yeah.
we lack think tanks in Grenada.
Yeah.
Bright people, very, very dumb. They
Yeah.
kind of regurgitate.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't think.
Yeah, we like to regurgitate, and maybe I'm being unfair in this. The University of the West Indies has a lot to answer for in terms of the type of graduates that it turns out. Because the world moved forward with innovators, thinkers, creators, but it seems that we kind of regurgitate kind of the English law. You teach them law, you teach them these things that matter. We need a technology teaching, the sciences, the maths that will transform our society, the agriculture. And people, it really is not that difficult. If we could just provide our food that we need for ourselves. At the moment, 75% of what we consume as food is imported. It does not have to be like that. I remember growing up, and we would have rice, on Sundays only. The rest of the time we had corn, we had banana, we had plantain, we had dasheen, we had lots of other things we could sustain ourselves. On Sunday we had chicken and rice with some dal.
You were very privileged to have had chicken and rice.
Yeah,
So, how do we? Obviously, we cannot be targeting the people who hold in crab and sell. They have been doing it so long, they will not change. But we could target the people who go to school, who do agriculture science. So when the teacher have agriculture science program, maybe a small part of the program, 15% of the program, must be zeroing on what economic venture you would like to get involved.
yeah.
And since not the university have the way you could get half your marks at your mark before exam day,
Yeah.
because you individual project,
Yeah.
children are encouraged to do an income generating agriculture project.
Mr. Pierre, you're on form this morning.
Well, yes,
I think it's because you stay away from the politics. So
Yeah. and then you start to get involved in the regurgitative language, bright people language. Always
but
remember,
that's a great idea.
I always remember old Sydney Rainey and them. Those guys was master English language and their own school education they had. And again, never been in a secondary school.
Oh, yeah,
And it was good.
Yeah.
So you find these potential in the rudimentary individuals in our society.
Yeah, intelligence and academics is two different things.
Particularly when you want to make money.
Yeah.
Man said, will not make 16 cents a pound. As soon as he reach in the land, stand fly biting so we can't pick up nothing. But he said when nutmeg become $1 a pound, he dancing like Rampel steel skin. You don't see one sunfly, no mosquito in the land now. And he coming on with bags and nutmeg.
Yeah, that's the way.
So based upon economic returns of an agriculture project, you are motivated, you are more passionate because you're making money. And we want to advance the view for discussion's sake. Can we consider crab farming as an economic option?
And I'm saying we should consider crab farming as an economic option. Hey.
Perhaps the Ministry of Agriculture, and we only call it the ministry because we don't know who to call. The Ministry of Agriculture could come up with different modules. This is an option.
Yeah.
What it would cost.
Yeah.
Perhaps they could discuss it with agriculture teachers. What it would cost.
But they have planning officers in agriculture. That is the job of a planning
You
officer.
see, every time I get afraid. I don't even have too much. Next, come after me like the public. So I don't afraid of them. But you see, you have to address others. We have a market for crab.
yeah.
We holding crab, we have a market. That market is insatiable. We've been servicing that market since the devil was a little boy,
Right.
you know? And we can supply the market. Trinidad, we would not be able to supply Trinidad. The hotels in Grenada normally need crab back.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
Oh.
are advancing the view that you can have another economic option in agriculture. So you could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, public officer, a politician. You have a farm in the back there. What does it cost? The minimum cost to start a viable crab farm option, we don't know. But we know it might be less than a whole car.
Yeah.
The amount of individuals we see rolling around with old car, they broken. They can't buy gas.
Yeah.
Car get in trouble.
Yeah.
When the old door, father would tire run from police.
Yeah. But the money I spent on my car this week, I could have opened a crab.
Of course.
Yeah.
I wasn't speaking about him, you know.
my partner behind the scene.
I wasn't about him,
Joshua guilty.
and I wasn't speaking about the chef.
Yeah.
I wasn't speaking about him.
Yeah.
But the reality is, we must start to discuss this issue.
Yeah.
What we do is just provoke discussion.
We do more than that. I mean,
Provoke discussion.
you know, I have a plantain little farm now. You know, I wasn't just discussing.
But I get
Yes. Yes.
before the market with crab in 2000.
Yeah.
I know we flood the market in seasoning pepper in
Peppers.
2000.
Yeah. Seasoning pepper all over the place now. You know what I did this week? I shipped seasoning pepper to Caracol, man.
Well, when you communicate with me,
All right.
we don't encourage. Canadians, as in, we don't have a plan for money here. Greater have money. I always say that to people. When they say country, don't.
Yeah.
The country have a lot of money.
Yeah.
We have 100,000 persons and 68,000 registered vehicles.
Yeah. That.
We have more cell phone population.
Yeah.
So that means we have money.
Yeah. One of the things that annoy me very much is when I hear young people talking about they're living in the ghetto. I think what nonsense are you talking
Well,
about?
Grenada ghetto. Not Jamaica ghetto.
Yeah.
Not ghetto in Haiti.
Yeah.
In Grenada ghetto, you have your television, you cock up the food, you don't talk in with your parents, and paying your bill.
Yeah,
And they don't
yeah.
want to get to the house.
Yeah.
But we could encourage more viable agriculture economic options.
Yeah.
So, crop farming,
Cottage industry, I want to see raise its head again. You know, I want to see it and to see the infrastructure put in place to do that. I know they're making coconut oil and they're boasting that.
you can't even get coconut.
A colleague of yours, I think Sandal sponsored them to do some processing, and I think, yeah, good for you. See what they're up to one of these days.
You should.
Yeah. You know, but there's lots of ways of making that. And Mr. Pierre, the big one is cocoa balls. You know, you can't get enough.
But you gotta come by me. The best thing to do is to come by me first, and then if you don't get started to talk,
Yeah, but cocoa balls was the short in the country.
if we have the last 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
we didn't get any call. But what we encouraging people to discuss the option. Some people may think we crazy to talk about crab farming, but the market is available.
Yes,
We
very
have
much.
no problem for the market. We have individuals that have been exporting crab. Decades now they've been exporting crab to Trinidad. They cannot satisfy man. You will surprised to know how knowledgeable the the people on crab are. Now we are saying that it is not very expensive to start to farm crab. And because we don't know who to ask, we say in the Ministry of Agriculture, perhaps should venture some research in the area and determine what amount of money, the minimum amount of money that you use to farm. If you would have listened to us, we've even stayed small pilot Grandma Estate, so could you listen? So we are saying that.
No, well, I'm not sure that it wouldn't listen to us.
They might come behind us.
No,
Next thing I say that they say, no man, you, no spice street for him. You know.
yeah.
And I don't want to get deeper into the bad books. But we as a people have come to the conclusion the answer is us.
Yes, and that is profound. The answer is within us. Not only with us, it's within us, you know. And if you want some inspiration, look at Kenny Lal Singh, look at Mr. Andel, and many more, you know, who have done great things for their family, the country, and
They take
themselves.
risk.
Yeah, they take a risk, you know. Kenny had some kind of down, nothing.
And he was all no.
The Boston Music Hall. He had a band. I think he had a band like the Girls Man. So at the time,
I think he loved the music.
yeah. Well, I probably would differ with you.
And you have to understand, I think people, anytime you get a woman that is interested in flowers, is a peaceful woman.
Yeah.
You'll hardly find a riotous and rambunctious woman interested in flowers.
A good observation.
So if you get a woman that is seriously interested in flowers, and the man become more loyal,
yeah.
trustworthy,
Yeah.
more romantic.
Yeah.
So if you want to be trustworthy and romantic and loyal, you take a serious interest in flowers. And don't forget to buy your crab every now and then. You get crab tea, a crab soup. You know, you could make crab tea.
Yeah.
You know, you have a crab tea,
Yeah,
and you
all
have
of
crab
that.
soup,
All
and
that
you have crab in
nutritious.
oil down,
Yeah.
and in Trinidad favorite crab and crab.
Yeah.
So the market is available.
Yeah.
We can supply the market, and it is not that expensive.
Yeah.
To s-
Yeah.
and if you take issue with us, ask the Ministry of Agriculture what is the cost,
Yeah.
the minimum cost to start a small crab farm
Yeah.
that makes economic sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter, time's running out. I want to
No.
let the audience know that a more kind of serious like an economic kind of discussion. We're talking about the CARICOM industrial policy next week. I'm going to have one of the things in the Caribbean in my view on the show. I'm going to have a guest. Next week, they put all this, the implication of agreement. What are the advantages? I'm looking forward to next week.
Yes, thank you, and we thank you for it. And remember, ingredient as a value agriculture option. Thank you very much.
Opportunity for you, make your contribution, let them know. Democracy in Spice Isles is alive and